One. Ha 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 ha. Pooh. Ha ha ha.
Hey, looks like we
Three.
made it.
We did, I think.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Or are we the
It's
ones who are now being welcomed? They were here already.
they were, yes. Oh. It's Double Cup of Joe show because it's morning time. We're actually 4 minutes late.
Yep, I blame the time change.
Me too.
You see, time moved forward, and then we were late.
Yes. The number on my clock changed and we weren't live yet. I was so upset. That's awesome. Well, welcome. It's the Double Cup of Joe show. I already said that, but we're going to say it again because, I had to say it 5 times fast yesterday and I've been practicing for moments just like that. It's a good thing. But I am your host, Joe.
And I'm your other host, Joe.
Yes. And we're going to hopefully make your morning that much better. We know it's going to happen for us because, honestly, one of the great benefits of doing this show is I always get to start my day off during the week with, having a really good time. Because we have a fun time on this show. I don't know if you guys do or not, but we do. And you can feel free to join in and, have fun with us and follow along in the exercises. You guys are awesome in the chat. Yes, you forgot, Leia, there was a time change. It went from 7 to 7:01 in like 1 minute. In less than actually, it went in a split second. Because there is that moment, right? I mean, nanosecond. You subdivide it down into atomic particles. Something. I don't know. Time probably doesn't exist in subatomic particles, does it?
I don't know.
Do you know the physics of time?
No.
Me neither.
That's a little intense. Don't ask us that for Free for All Friday.
Oh
We'll be
yeah,
in trouble.
it'll be a very short free for all Friday. It'll be like, I don't know.
Yep.
But we can talk about it. We can open our mouths and say stuff for an hour about it. Hey, whatever. It might not make any sense at all, but it'll be fun. We'll dance and have fun. But anyway, speaking of starting your day off right, we always start with the 3-step process. It's a beautiful thing. And it's always entertaining. I love seeing what you guys put in the chat. So please play along because it's a lot of fun. So step number 1. What are you thankful for? And I will look forward to seeing. Oh, hey, Tef's first, I think.
No, Jeff.
Unless did Jeff say something way long
Jeff
ago?
cheated, yeah. Jeff
Did he?
cheated.
Oh my goodness, and Princess is here. What? Princess, welcome. You got up so early. So awesome. But anyway, all right. So, all right, but I'm going to turn it to Joe because he looks like he needs to say something. What are you thankful for, Joe?
Thanks, Joe. Stalling? No.
You're thankful for
I'm thankful for stalling. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say at this stage, I'm with Princess. I'm definitely thankful for being surrounded by wonderful friends. Last night I streamed for a little bit, playing some games with some close friends from high school and college, and so that was really good. It was a lot of fun. A lot of laughs were had, and I think that's the wonderful thing about this show too. You are allowed to laugh this early in the morning. I don't know if anyone's been. We give you permission. Joe and I do. You have our permission to laugh literally as loud as you want.
Yeah. Wake up your neighbors. Wake up your neighbor's dog so they start barking.
Because the dog will be laughing too. They'll be laughing. It's a good time all around.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do anything but laugh when somebody else is laughing. It really is.
It kind of is. You're not lying. It's true.
They come and get angry at you, and you're just like laughing, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" And then they start laughing, and it's a good time. Good time
Yeah.
all around.
So we could just do this show and we could just laugh. Like, but it would have to be real. Like if we were just like, did you ever
I
see
don't know. I
somebody?
don't know if it has to be real, Joe. You just fake laugh, and then all of
It
a sudden
might
the
not.
real laugh happens. And...
Did you ever meet anybody who laughed with their mouth?
No, I
You
don't
ever
know what
see
that
some
means.
like seriously?
Well,
Like
how
I
else
remember
do you laugh?
Jeff and I had this meeting one time with this guy, this insurance guy, and Jeff will remember this guy. It was hilarious. Like we were sitting there talking, and he laughed with his mouth. Like when he laughed, his mouth moved. Like he's like, I remember watching it. Like what? Ah, that was hilarious. I'm like, wow. So if you do that, I'm impressed because that's like if that's yeah. Jeff remembers. Yeah, that was crazy. Because I remember just being mesmerized by that. I'm like watching this guy like totally forget what we're supposed to be talking about because we're just talking. You know, we try and make things fun and lighthearted and everything. I'm like, what is that? Are you chewing on something? What? Like, yeah.
I'm glad you demonstrated because I'm like, what do you mean? Like you laugh? Who laughs with their ears? Like everyone has to laugh with their mouth. And then you showed me like, oh, that's not the same as normal people at all.
You never seen that before?
No,
Ah, well,
who
now you see
trained
it.
their poor child to do that?
I, I don't know. It might have been a nervous tick or something. I guess I don't know.
Maybe.
Tef says he's thankful for the Kickstarter, but but not the BSS Kickstarter. I'm not thankful for that one either. I'm ready for it to be over.
That's because we made you do everything.
You didn't actually. We delegated some of it to Ryan. Ryan has designed the CD and the CD artwork and everything. And you know what? We're gonna have to share that. I will share that in the next update probably. What the CD and the CD art is gonna look like. It looks awesome, as you can only imagine Ryan would do. But anyway, that's step number one. What are you thankful for? I'm sorry if I interrupted you, Joe. Did I interrupt you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I
That's
just
good.
said I was thankful for laughing with friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just started talking about mouth laughing. So. Oh, Princess, thank you. Princess says, I bet you'll be thankful for it as you mature, Joe. Like,
that's fair. I need to make sure.
yeah. I think she is directing that towards me.
You are 19. That makes sense.
I am 19 after all. The Kickstarter will grow on me. Yeah. And honestly, I would do the whole thing over again. It was way worth it. I think we need to ask Kyle because we're kind of. I think we're a little over budget, but we'll find out. All said and done.
Mm, we'll see. We'll
We're
see.
getting close. Um, but anyway, so that's step number one. What are you thankful for? Step number two. What are you looking forward to? Now let's turn those eyes and look towards the future. The future is this way, and I
You
see
sure?
Joe.
Oh,
He says what he's looking forward to. I'm looking forward to what Joe's looking forward to. So what are you looking forward to?
oh, you are. I'm looking forward to meeting with friends tonight. Yes.
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 Me too.
You'll be there.
I
And
will.
us. And it'll be good times.
It will. Yes. Yeah. So we actually it's interesting what Joe's talking about. We usually have our conference call for Black Static and Swerve on Thursdays, but Jesse is in his computer programming boot camp, which kind of prohibits our meeting at a reasonable time on Tuesdays or Thursdays. So we had to switch it for a few weeks. We're switching it to Wednesday before Don't Worry Wednesday. So it's going to get interesting because now we'll have to stop our meetings at a certain time. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. Like we got a cutoff time now. It's like we got to be done so we can do a live stream. So we got to talk about everything there. But Tef is looking forward to the Kickstarter ends. It feels great about helping someone achieve a life goal. Do you have a specific one, Tef? Or is there one you're following right now that is cool that you wouldn't mind sharing, or I mean, I guess it depends. If you want to let us know about it, that'd be cool. Um, Master Late's looking forward to seeing how many people show up in a small meetup in a game that he and his friends are hosting for our group. And Princess is looking forward to getting focused, getting through finals, and being down with them. I think maybe she meant being done with them, but
Being down. I'm
being
down with the
down,
finals.
being down. I'm being down with the finals, man. That's cool.
Mhm.
Rock is looking forward to talking to Princess because dude, when you talk to Princess, it makes everybody happy. You can find her on Discord. She'd be happy to talk to you. I hope I didn't just her Discord's gonna blow up now. You'll be like, whoa. Down and done. Doesn't matter at this point. That's right. So, but that's step number 2. What are you looking forward to? Now, so you started off, you put your mind in a positive direction with thankfulness. Now you're looking forward. You're like, hey, now I can be excited about the future. Now let's reel it back to the present. What are you going to do today to move your life forward? And that's step number 3, the action step, which is the one that makes all the difference in the world. And Joe, what's your action step for today? What are you going to do?
um, yeah, our conference call is so close to the when I get out of work today. Now, um, I will likely try to finish all of the stories that I'm supposed to read before the conference call.
Oh, hey, the 3DC stories?
Yeah, I find it unlikely, but I'm gonna try.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. There's some good stuff in there.
hmm
So I appreciate all you guys' efforts. Jeff's going to give his best effort to edit the 3 interviews from yesterday, publish a March interview that got lost in the COVID chaos. Wow. Back from March. That's a wow. Oh, hey, cool. Thanks, Tef. Princess is going to do physics and hopefully pass the final. So is your final today, Princess? What are you doing?
There's lots of doing is going on today. That's what I'm getting from this. Lots of doing.
Lots and lots of doing.
Where
So
you get
hey,
a coloring book filled with sharks. Aren't sharks
yeah,
like
man.
generally like a white or a gray? That's got to be like the best coloring book ever. You need one
Heck yeah,
color.
man.
You get one crayon. We send it with the book. It's like
Yeah,
a
but you
gray.
could. Have you seen some of the pictures of the art here? I'm just going to share it with you guys. Here you go. Here you go, guys. You can peruse it. The Kickstarter. First, hey, is this someone you know? That they're from Germany. I figure, guys, if you're all from Germany, every German knows every other German, right? Is that
What is this?
There you
Oh.
go. You can go support the coloring book.
Now this is how we advertise these days.
Huh?
We've got a $2,453 goal. What a strange number. Probably because it's in euros. But
Ah, yes. Yes, I would imagine. Either that or they really did a good job budgeting. They're like, "This is exactly the cost I need to cover."
Cover.
Oh yeah, it's in 2,000 pounds.
That's a lot of pounds.
Yeah, man, like a ton.
I don't think that's German. Yeah, okay, she lives in the UK.
Okay,
Like pounds is definitely United Kingdom
yeah,
and nowhere else in the European Union.
yeah. But it says in her description, it says, "I'm Jana, a German freelance artist
Oh, really?
in the making." Yes, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, she looks like a nice gal. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks, Tef. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, if uh you guys do something today, it's gonna be good. I'm telling
Hmm.
you. I got lots of stuff to do. My car's in the shop, so I got all kinds of time at the house waiting for it to be done. Um, I can't really go anywhere.
You've
But
been quarantined by your
I've
vehicle.
I know, man. I know. But awesome. But that's the three-step process. What are you gonna be thankful for?
Yep, yep.
Be thankful for. What are you looking forward to? And what are you gonna do today to move your life forward? And I'm telling you, like I say every time I say it, doing that process will change your life. It'll make you see things in a whole new light and your perspective will change. And it's amazing to see what happens. When I started doing this, like I totally all of a sudden got more positive. Well, maybe not all of a sudden. It might have taken a while to realize I had, but that I started to be more positive about my outlook. I'm like, oh, this is cool. But anyway, just do that.
Mhm.
You'll see some amazing stuff.
Yep.
Good morning, Swill. Good to see you. So anyway, all right. Well, onwards to our topic. What do you say, Joe?
Hi.
Hi. We've been going through this process for give you a little bit of history. There's this thing called the PDCA process: plan, do, check, and adjust. And we've been spending a week on each one. And the first one was plan. We kind of lumped that in with purpose. What's your purpose? So that's what we talked about. So now you have a goal, you have something you want to accomplish, and so you put together a plan in order to do that, right? You start to plan out, how am I going to make this happen? And then you do it, you take action, and you start doing things. And now once you're in action, you regularly have to make some checking on yourself. You got to check yourself and check your progress so you know how to steer and guide your ship a little bit. And then the last step is adjustment. We're going to talk about adjusting next week because that's a big enough topic in itself. All the little things on making adjustments and fine tuning, and then setting a new plan for the next round of action taking. So, but right now we're in the check phase. We've been talking about that this week, and today it's all about being honest with yourself. Because yesterday we talked about how you gotta embrace the fact that you're not going to be perfect. Be like, all right, it's okay. The reason I'm checking is to find the errors, is to find the places where I'm not perfect, so then I can make those adjustments and move forward. So it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to find mistakes, find errors. It's part of the thing. So it's built into it. It's okay. But today we're going to talk about the value of being honest with yourself, because if you're doing this step and you're lying to yourself, then probably not going to do you all that good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Joe, Tef must have missed what you were going to do today. Number 3.
I'm reading stories.
Yeah. He's reading stories.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's all. Aside from
Yeah.
work.
I guess yeah. And I wasn't all that clear. I just kind of moved us into the action step real quick. And maybe I didn't, do my big spiel like I should have.
So
I'm good at the spiel. But
much
anyway,
spieling.
That's I'm gonna spiel out and let Joe talk about being honest with yourself and avoiding the dreaded self-deception. Because then you're just like, what the heck, man? Your whole existence is like, whoa, it's all about lies. But all right,
Is that
what do you
you
got to say,
shooting me?
Joe?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me shooting you. Exactly.
Okay. That's fair. That is completely fair.
So if you turn your finger gun sideways, is that all gangster style?
I shoot your foot.
Take it away, Joe.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Joe. Um, yeah, honesty. I'm gonna be honest. I was using the last 30 seconds as stalling time, but that's neither here nor there. No, honesty is as they say the best policy.
Hmm.
For a myriad of reasons. But most importantly, because if you don't tell yourself the truth, you're trying to. We're in step 3 of a 4-step process now in today, where it's PDCA, where it's check, and based on what you check, you're going to make adjustments. If you can't be honest with yourself about what needs to change, you're going to adjust things that definitely don't help you. It just doesn't really work that well. So when you're checking yourself before you are wrecking yourself,
Mm.
you need to be very, very honest. And this is a skill that takes a long time, especially if you've historically talked to yourself not very nicely.
Mm.
We've talked about this before, earlier in the week of, um, you know, being imperfect. Now it's okay to be imperfect. The reason we talk about that is because when you're honest with yourself, there are imperfections. And you can tell that you're not being honest with yourself when you don't find imperfections. That's pretty good indicator that you're not being very clear with yourself or very honest. Um, because if you were doing everything perfect, everything would be going right. And I don't know about you, but everything doesn't go right for me ever, ever.
Everything doesn't ever go right for you?
Everything doesn't go right for me all the time. If that makes that's really confusing. Let me
So
word
do you
it to
mean
you
nothing ever goes right for you, or there's always something not right about stuff?
right. It's probably more the second one.
Yeah. It
Or
could always
because
stuff could always be better.
right, everything goes wrong for me all the time. That wasn't the one I was going for, but sure. Woe is me. Woe is me. Everything is terrible. And
uh,
if you're gonna be honest with yourself, that is also not true.
right.
Not everything is going awful all the time. That's really, really one. Both perspectives are not healthy. You'll notice a lot on this show we talk about not going to the extremes because that's not where you benefit yourself the most. And yes, Princess, that's what I meant. Things go wrong often for me. Things go wrong often for everyone. So it's important to find the middle ground. Like, not everything is always awful all the time, and you are not perfect at everything all the time. So you're going to have to be honest with, hey, right now, I am getting these things right and these things wrong, and I'm going to change the things I'm doing wrong and keep the things I'm doing right. And that can be really hard because you're criticizing yourself. And most people don't like critics. So, especially because they're very bad at rating movies. Always look at the viewer score, never look at the critic score. And you'll enjoy movies a lot more. I mean, anyway, be honest with yourself, Joe. I'll keep going because you just took a drink, but it's your turn next. Now,
Oh, it's my turn.
yeah, yeah,
My
go.
turn. This was a really hard one for me. In fact, there was most of my life I've been really afraid of failing. I've been really afraid of being wrong. Like there was always this fear factor built in there. And this it takes a lot of courage, I think, to be honest with yourself. I mean, at least it did for me. I for the longest time, and I don't know if it was in my upbringing or just in my natural personality type or what, but just being right and being correct was always so important. And anytime I would find something wrong, it would be disheartening.
Hmm.
But the thing about it is it's not supposed to be disheartening to find out you're wrong. You just it's the way that you learn in order to make the adjustments. And when I started to understand this, it got a little bit easier. But would still take it personally anytime I felt like I was doing something wrong, or anytime anybody would point out that I was doing something wrong, and then in myself also. And so it was really hard for me to be honest with myself because I got to that point where I was more comfortable shading the truth in a way that made me feel like I was still right,
Hmm.
you know? And I guess shading the truth could also be considered lying. It's just being dishonest. It's not being fully honest, I guess. Um, but what I found was that doesn't help me at all. You just stay in the same spot. If I'm right all the time, then I have nowhere to improve. I have nothing to tweak to get better, you know? So so part of it was, okay, to everybody else, I want to look like I'm doing things right. So I will say, something with the shaded truth, but deep down inside, I'll know for sure that it was wrong. And you never get to hide from the truth forever. You never get to forever. That that's being English. But but really, I mean, the truth finds its way to the surface. I'm sure you've had experience with that. Everybody anytime I mean, anytime I've tried to be dishonest about something, eventually the truth comes out. It does. And so I started to figure that out. And I'm like, okay, so if eventually the truth's going to come out anyway, I might as well just do it now and get it over with, be honest about it. Plus, what that does is that exposes you to the error. And you're like, now I have something to work on. Now I can
Hmm.
be like, okay, it's okay. I screwed up. I'm not perfect. Big deal. Right? I'm human. I'm not perfect. What do you expect? You know, it's funny. I've talked about my kids and I've talked about how I've got them programmed. I say, "Hey, what's dad good at?" And they're like, "Messing things up." And I'm like, "That's right. That's what I'm the best at. The best at messing things up," which is great. And my mother-in-law is like, "You didn't say that." I'm like, "They're gonna think you're a screw up." And I'm like, "No, I just want to be okay with, understanding that it's okay to fail from time because that's how you learn." Now, it's not okay to fail at the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, unless you're trying new things and still not making it. But to make the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again without adjusting, like now we have something we should talk about. But to try new things, to keep trying and making adjustments, that's the whole point. It's okay to fail. And so, but then you have to be honest with yourself about the failure because if you lie to yourself, then you're not going to go anywhere or you're not going to go in the right direction. If you shade the truth a certain way, then your next plan of attack is going to be based on, you know, some shade of the truth that's not fully accurate. And so you're going to be going in the wrong direction. It's only when you expose yourself to the full truth that you can really make a proper diagnosis and a new plan that's going to put you in the exact right direction, because it's going to be based on the actual results, the brutally honest results from before. So, what I found in my life was that this was all a pride issue, all about pride, like, and the unhealthy kind of pride, where I was, I just wanted to be right. That was the most important thing to me, was being right. And so I just couldn't stand being wrong. I couldn't even admit it to myself that I was doing something wrong. And so I would always just be standing still and then never going forward, because I never would make the necessary changes that would move me forward, because I never would truly admit that I had something I needed to change. But then when I started doing it, it's amazing? When you can be honest with yourself and say, I'm not perfect. What do you expect? I'm a person just like everybody else. Nobody's perfect. And I'm not perfect either. It takes so much pressure off, because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have to be perfect. Ah, that's awesome. Oh, when people say, hey, you did something wrong, I'm like, yep, I did. Big deal. Oh well. Let's try and fix it. Let's try and fix it together. Can you help me figure this out? Now I'm working together with other people. Not all the pressure is on me. And other people are helping me. They're giving me feedback. And that's a whole other topic we could talk about, getting feedback from the right people and understanding how to discern right feedback from feedback that's just not going to help you at all. But so getting feedback from others puts you in a position where you're not doing all the lifting anymore anyway. Now you're getting help. And then even more of the pressure comes off. And it's, oh, now I'm working together with this group of people and moving forward. So that's what I had to say. Joe, what else you got?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think it's um, when you bring other people in with your honesty, it can be a really powerful thing. I think. Good morning, Amir. Good to see you. I honestly don't know why I'm awake either. Um, it's part of what we do during our conference call. Um, is we have a section where we do our scorecard, where we kind of review how did we do last week in getting the things we set for ourselves done. Um, and that requires two things. One, that you're honest with yourself of how much did I actually accomplish based on what I said I wanted to do, and two, everyone else gets to immediately know how well you did.
Hmm.
And it's a good thing. It's important to surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you and not like, oh, look, you didn't finish this thing you said you would. Ha, get wrecked. And just start beating you up. Um, which there aren't any people like that in the conference call. But it's also important to have those people that can encourage you and say, all right, hey, we didn't do it this time. Let's get it next time. Let's keep going. Let's do this to improve. Let's do that to improve. Let's do what we need to do. And that can be a little intimidating right off the bat, especially if you're like, oh shoot, I didn't finish this. Now people are going to judge me. People are going to, make fun of me or whatever.
Hmm.
And that's why it's important to be honest with yourself is when you can say, oh, they're not they're not making fun of me. They're just telling me, hey, here's what I need to improve on because it's what I need to improve on. Like the we talked about it a little bit yesterday. And it's kind of spot I kind of like to flow the what we talk about is involving others and
Hmm.
this idea that they're going to be able to see things that you can't see, and you need to be honest with yourself that specifically you have friends that are going to be honest and uplifting to you, and you're also going to have people who are not going to be like that with you. You need to be honest about which ones are which because otherwise you're going to have bad days. because there are lots of people that you and I spend time with might not be healthy to have them critiquing your work, and that's okay. Like it's okay to be friends with people who are not on the same wavelength as you. It's okay because in case you didn't notice or you haven't been um, haven't heard the old adages about what kind of company you keep kind of defines who you're gonna be.
Hmm?
Well, let me break something out for you. If you have good company and you don't involve people who are not of good company, they're not going to be surrounded by good people. Everyone likes to talk about like, well, if you have friends who are bad, you're going to end up being bad. Well, how do those people end up being good then? Like that doesn't make any sense. You can't have it one way. What's the other way? So anyway, that was my rant on you. It's okay to have friends that aren't like on your level, or
That's right.
you know, however it is.
But can you imagine if I started giving you accounting advice? If I started advising you on your taxes?
I'm
You'd
I'm
be
I'm
like
interested to see
you'd be
what you
like,
have to say.
"Wow, I wanna laugh at this, actually. This is really good."
Yeah, go ahead. What's
Let's
your
see.
strategy here, Jones?
I don't even know. I wouldn't
It's
even know where to start.
the wonderful thing about my tax situation is it's incredibly easy. It's make sure you have your withholdings set properly, and that's it.
Mm.
That's all I have to do. Just don't do anything crazy with your withholdings, and you'll be fine. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, let's have
And
Joe do our taxes, not me. You know, please no.
yep. So I'll say it before. I'll say it on the show. Like, if you have questions about taxes for whatever reason, you can message me.
You can't
Again,
or you can?
you can. You definitely can. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna turn away your
Especially
questions. Go ahead.
especially international.
Yes, your international taxes are gonna be a little bit different based out of the U.S. So it's gonna
Uh,
take me a little bit longer to help you out there because I found the international tax systems are a little bit more difficult, especially if you're not from an English speaking country.
mm, mm.
Because I can't read your darn tax forms.
You just put
Okay.
it in Google Translate and hopefully it hopefully it translates right.
No, I had a client who had some income from Quebec in Canada, and they speak French.
Mm,
No habla francés.
en français. Parlez-vous le français?
No.
No. Mm-mm.
Go back to
Oh.
Russia. So yes, I don't speak multiple languages. I'm sorry. But no, I again, we're talking about who you surround yourself with. Like it's okay to have friends who you can talk to and just if you need help, like just be honest with, hey, I need help with my taxes, or hey, I need help with this thing. Like it's okay to say those things. It's okay to be like, wow, this is not my cup of tea, as it were. I wouldn't ask Joe like, hey, let me show you how to play the drums. Here, and I would just start bashing
I'd
him.
be entertained too.
Oh, it would be bad. It would be really bad.
Like, have at it. Just don't break anything.
Yeah. That's the danger. Ugh.
They're drums, they're meant to be beat. Like, how do you ever break them? Oh.
Yeah.
I've broken all kinds of stuff. Drums.
If it can be broken, I've broken it.
Yes, I have. I have. Every every bit of hardware I've broken. Every yeah,
Bit of
amazing.
software. No, Just kidding.
Mm, that's it, yeah.
But
The
yeah,
hardware, the
so
software, all the wares. Uh,
Oof.
awesome. But yeah, it's isn't it so interesting because we're so interested in how we are perceived. That's really I think that kind of strikes at the heart of this whole matter that we're talking about, this honesty versus self-deception. Like we prefer self-deception if if it makes our perception if it makes the perception of us good, whether it's the way others perceive us or how we perceive ourselves. I mean, I have blind spots all over the place. That's why it's like Joe was talking about. It's so important to have good people around me, that are willing to lovingly point out my errors and do it in a way like I mean, everybody it's great. Everybody at Black Static and Swerve is so awesome. And I think that's one of the reasons our culture in our chats is awesome, and the culture on our website is awesome and encouraging and loving, because even when there's an error, you know, everybody takes care to say to make sure that you understand that we're not saying that you are a bad person because of this. We're not saying that we don't like you because of this. We're not saying we don't accept you because of this. We're just saying, hey, you know what? We love you. We care about you. And, we've noticed that, these are some areas that you can improve in. And Kyle has done that, has taken me aside and done that for me. Ryan has done that. Joe has helped me out, and he's corrected me, and he does it in a way that makes me not feel attacked or less good about myself. He actually did it on a show once.
Yeah.
You did on Friday. You called me out, man. But he said it in a way that wasn't threatening to my self-perception, which was great, and that's one of the great things. When you have people that's just pointing out your errors and just like, "Ah, nah, nah, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong," and then you never have any encouragement along the way, or you never have any feeling of, like that they still love you or whatever, that can be kind of hurtful. But when you wrap that correction in love and validation, where it's like you're still an okay person, you're still moving forward, but these are the things that need to get fixed so you can move forward faster. The goal here is to help you grow because we love you. It's not to, you know, point out what you're doing wrong, because that way we can feel superior to you. But so much of this is based on how we are perceived, either by others or by ourselves. And when I started to learn that it doesn't matter how I'm perceived, what matters is how I am. What matters is how I truly am, not how I am perceived by others. So if I'm living in a way that is like, okay, I want to hide these parts of my life, that might not necessarily be all that healthy. Now, there are things we all keep personal. You don't have to share everything about your life with the entire world, right, Joe?
But yeah.
Confidentiality is okay in many ways, right? There are some things that people only share with their tax professional and nobody else,
Yeah,
right?
it's yeah, that's actually really interesting sometimes. But yep, it's true.
But, so there are things to keep personal. However, if you're living in a way where you feel like you have to hide something about your life, then that's something to really take notice of. It's like, okay, why am I hiding this? Am I just keeping this personal because, this is something that people don't need to know? Or is it something that, like, if people found out, boy, I'd be really, this would be really, really damaging or something. So, one of the best things you can do is to start living in the way that you can be proud of. A guy said it so great from stage one time. I heard a talk this guy was doing, and he said, you know, I always try to envision if my future self was looking back at me right now, would my future self be proud of the actions I'm taking right now? So it kind of helps you to look forward to the future. And you're like, okay, if I'm looking back at my actions of today, am I going to be proud of what I did today? Am I going to be proud of, you know, these things that I did, this path that I'm on, these actions I took, the way I was correcting myself. Am I going to be proud of that? And you can really guide your actions very well just by doing that because now you start to understand, wait a second, if I'm doing stuff that I'm not going to be proud of, then why am I doing it? You can always ask yourself the question. Now, whether you do it or not at that point, might be irrelevant. But to ask yourself the question, why? Why? Why am I doing that? And then you can ask yourself, well, why do I think that way? And then you can always why yourself back to the root of the issue. And for me, it was usually, I'd ask myself, why this? Why that? Why do you think that? Why do I think that? Why am I doing this? Why do I think that about that? And for me, mostly it was like, well, because you're a jerk and you're selfish. That was the end of my why train. But anyway, with that, I've talked for way too long. Joe, I know I'm hosting the show, but you gotta say something.
Okay.
Save me from myself. This is one of those things where I'm being honest with myself. I talk too much.
No, I mean it's a talk show. Generally,
I,
talking
I
isn't
know
what we
it's
do.
it's it's a good thing. It's a good thing I'm on multiple talk shows because I talk too much. So, you should hear me when I'm all by myself. Holy cow!
That one might be weird. You might want to talk to somebody about that one.
You will never hear what I say when I'm all by myself because I'm all by myself.
Yeah, in theory, you could record it.
That-
The deep philosophical questions.
hmm.
Oh man. Hey, more stuff. Um, no, I don't really have much more to say on honesty. If I'm gonna be honest, you know what you have to do. Like assuming you were raised well, or even if you weren't, you know what honesty is. It's not this grand illustrious mystery.
Hmm.
It's just saying things as they are. The key with being honest with yourself, don't be a jerk. Just say what needs to be said. It's like that old John Mayer song. Say what you need to say. And then that's repeated like 40 times. But
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that is one of those hooks that just gets it's drilled into your eardrum. Like say what you need to say. Say what
but
you need to say.
but it's important. I have multiple songs in my playlist where that's what it is. Like even if it's gonna hurt, even if it's like not necessarily the most fun to talk about, say what you need to say because it's gonna be far better to deal with it now than down the line. It doesn't get easier. Like there's a very few instances where it's like I'm gonna pass on this now, and it'll be easier to deal with later.
Yes. That's
Most of the time, it snowballs.
uh-huh.
So, to be honest, so
Very wise words.
I speak from experience.
Yes, yes. You speak from my experience too.
Yes, I speak from Joe's experience.
And all of yours, because I'm sure you all have experiences like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Where you
So,
realize, why am I avoiding this? It's just gonna make it harder.
yeah. Man. But when you get to that point where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this right now, even though it's not gonna be that fun. that's a moment of huge growth, and you'll see a lot of a lot of positive change come in your life from doing that. So, speaking of being honest with people, you should tell us what we should talk about for Friday, guys. Free for all
Yeah,
Friday. We only have 4 more weeks of topics. That's not enough.
3.
3 more weeks of topics. That's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but you can go here and you can post something if you want to hear us talk about something, if you want to try and stump us, if you want to try and, see us, be all nervous and, all that kind of stuff and try and come up with something to say about something. You can totally do that. And if there's anything you always just wanted to know about, we'd be happy to, talk about, give you our perspective. We may be right, we may be wrong. You can feel free to correct us. If we're right or wrong about something, we are not some just super bastion of wisdom. Like everything I say usually, I've plagiarized. I read it somewhere, I heard it somewhere or something. Most of the things, like I don't have very many original things to say. I save my originality for instrumental music. There's no words there. Like
Oof.
but yeah, but you can go there, you can post something for us. This week on Free for All Friday, we'll be talking about the speed of learning. That's from Random Lover of Physics in the Universe, who provided that. He provided that topic right here in the chat, and I just copied and pasted it into a topic on there. So that's another way you can do it too. If you have a topic you want us to say, you can put it there. You can put Amira, thank you. There's the topic. We're gonna do that. We're
Wait,
gonna do that one.
who's you buy buns in packs of 6? My hot dog buns
Oh
come in
wait, you're right.
packages
You're right.
8.
Packages of 8. Well, sometimes, but hot dogs come in packages of 10. At least here.
You should buy packages of hot dogs and buns that match each other. Is my advice to you.
Wait, if you buy buns in packs of 8, see, like maybe in America we have 8 packs of buns.
Oh,
Maybe over there they have 6 packs of buns. I don't know,
I
but
like
that's
my
true.
buns, and I cannot lie.
Everybody likes your buns, especially your chair.
Wait, what?
It better. Comes in contact with your buns more times than more than anything else, probably. But at any rate, I see that it's weird. No stage, Jono. Let us talk about Joe's buns. Um,
Dude, we're moving on.
but
Thanks for being
Amir,
here.
you're right. Hot dogs and buns, they come in different size packages, and so it's like it's weird. Like I feel like I have to buy enough of both to make it match, right? So then I have to do math. Joe, Joe Buns. I love where this show is going right now. This is
No,
great.
no, we're completely fine. We are completely fine.
Yes, but anyway, so this week on Free for All Friday, we're going to be talking about Random Lover of Physics in the Universe topic, learning speed. And tomorrow we'll be going through this, our last episode on the check step, and we're going to be talking about why to do this, because there's some amazing fruits that can be realized in your life as you do this step and as you check and as you make those adjustments to move forward, and you just find yourself going like rocket speed because you're really finding yourself back on the right track more than not. So there's some great things that can happen. But anyway, but please post a topic in the double cup of Joe thing. Put it in the chat like Amira just did. You can send us a message on Discord. Most of you guys know where we are on Discord. You can look for me, Joe A, CDVNL. You can look for the count on Discord. and you'll be able to find us um, and send us a message. Or you can send us a private message at bss.studio. You can direct message us there. There's all kinds of ways to get in contact with us. So do that. And then also come back tonight. It's Don't Worry Wednesday, where Ryan and I will be on.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe we'll have another secret guest.
Maybe we will. Ryan was sick on Monday, so we had two bald guys on there. You guys got to see Steve for the first time. He's awesome. So he's been one of my great friends for a long, long time. We've been through a lot of stuff together. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But tonight, hopefully, Ryan is feeling better, and we will have both he and I on Don't Worry Wednesday. So anyway, that's gonna about take care of it for this episode. Joe, did you have anything else that needed to be talked about?
Nope.
Need to make any announcements?
No announcements, but
But we've gone from buns to butt. Let's keep it appropriate here, Joe.
Oh my goodness, Joe. All right, I think we've had enough. Oh my goodness. Anyway, good luck tonight. Everyone have a fantastic day. We will see
Yes,
you tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 23 hours from now.
right now,
Prepare
because
yourself.
it's 8 o'clock right now. An hour from before now. Time. Way to do it.